what I do is really cool. So I'm just excited to share it with you. And the only reason that I do what I do is because I was able to connect to my God-given gifts and to my magic and know, what I'm put on this earth to do. So before I had my son, who is now 8.5, I actually went to school to be a teacher. I was in education. I mean, I've been basically teaching since I was 19 and now I am 34. I'll be 35 in April. I went to college and I got a bachelor's degree in elementary education, a bachelor's degree in special education, and I have a minor in reading. And then I went on to also become certified in early childhood. When I had my son, I really wanted to, it was important for my husband and I at the time to stay at home with him. So retired myself from that venture, was a stay-at-home mom for strictly a stay-at-home mom for maybe a few months. And then I was like, I really just want to start something. I had thought about it before I even got pregnant. I've always been just very ambitious by nature. Like now that I know myself really well, I completely understand why I needed somewhere else to put my focus and my passion outside of, like, literally I took my ambitious nature and I poured it into like Pinterest and into this perfect house and into my white picket fence and into, having my son in every activity possible, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, because of my unique gifts and my unique needs, it wasn't being met. And even though I was doing and doing and doing, there was still this level of satisfaction that was missing for me, which makes total sense now. I started a photography business, which really satisfied my need at the time. And it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And thank God I started that because it helped to support my son and I as I became a single parent when he was 2.5. And I won a bunch of awards and made all this money, and it was great. However, I wasn't put here necessarily to be an entrepreneur and start all these businesses. I really am meant to be more in like that teaching visionary space. So about, holy shit, 5 years ago now, because it was 2018, I really started to get back to my teaching roots. And, I started doing group coaching for moms and that started to grow. And then I shifted into business coaching for moms. And then what I found was that all these moms that were coming to me for business coaching, 99.9% of them really needed and thrived with that life coaching component. You can't expect to build a beautiful, strong, lasting home without a solid foundation. And I also found that the life coaching components I lit up with, and it just came to me naturally. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to step back from the business portion, especially since you guys, the other thing that I discovered when I was a business coach, that this concept that you can teach humans this one size fits all approach to growing and expanding and having sustainable success in a business is complete crap. We are all one of a kind humans. We have completely different energy types, completely different gifts, completely different work ethics. We need fed differently. We need different sleep schedules. Our self-care is all very unique. When you try and apply this business concept to your own life that works for someone else, it's going to be really frustrating. Pieces of it may work and pieces of it may not. It's because, love, you are a one-of-a-kind human and you need a one-of-a-kind approach for self-care, for success, for parenting, for relationships, all of it. Working with moms is really important work. I want to have a certification in this. And so I signed up for a pretty damn expensive 6-month program and went all in. I had calls every week. I had homework. I had tests. I had several hours that I had to also, acquire of one-on-one coaching experience. And it was phenomenal. I went on and I did group coaching experiences. I created my signature program that's called Bodhi. This 10-week experience where in a small group setting, we went through all these different layers and processes to really, truly, deeply connect into yourself. I'm not here to tell you who you are. I'm not here to tell you how to live or how to thrive or how to succeed or how to be healthier. I am here, my gifts, my magic is here to basically help you unpack yourself, to connect you to your very unique pieces, to build this profile with you, and then to send you out to make these decisions for yourself. And just so many approaches for learning these unique pieces about yourself. There's astrology, there's human design, there's your Dharma archetypes, there's your doshas, your numerology. There's so many different components. And yes, it can be overwhelming and frustrating and confusing. And that's why I have taken all of these pieces and I've put them into a signature program. It's in these bite-sized pieces. So not only does it make learning it so much easier, it makes sense and you can actually apply it. I, teach you new concepts and I help guide you through these different pieces, because at the end of the day, again, I can tell you till I'm blue in the face what I think that you need and what I think is going to, help you feel more aligned and empowered in what your gifts are. However, when you are able to come to that realization yourself, it's so much more powerful and it just lands like 1,000 times more than me just telling you. And so, yeah, that's what I used to do. Like, okay, I want to figure out a way to get this information into the world, to get this out to the mamas and the someday mamas. And, a way that obviously I'm still very taken care of, because money is energy. Like, no fucking way am I going to do this for free. And that's where the membership piece started to ring in. I want more time to sit with material, and I want, support extending beyond that 10 weeks. And again, I was like, okay, membership. This sounds amazing. Okay. From April until now, I have been working on this piece that brings together everything that was asked for. So long story short, I am a certified life and clarity coach for moms and someday moms. And the reason that it is so important and it is so valuable, moms run the world. We are raising the next generation. Who's raising the next generation, who's raising the next generation. And all of this modern science and research is finding that when we aren't taking care of ourselves, whether we like it or not, it's getting passed down to our kids. It's getting passed down to them when they're in our bodies and we're growing them. It's getting passed down to them, as we're raising them and they're picking up on this. Even if, all of the anguish and the sadness and the ickiness is behind closed doors, they still feel it and they're still absorbing it. And moms are the ones that can stop this bullshit cycle of, passing along generational trauma and ickiness. Now, we're human and we're going to do the best that we can, There's so much that we can do to help ourselves that then directly helps our families. The most important humans on this planet are mothers and someday moms. And when I say someday moms, I mean those women out there that are like, okay, I want to have children someday. And in the meantime, I want to do as much work and as much healing on myself as possible. Yes, that is what I do. I wanted to scale my impact. I wanted to be able to serve so many more moms and someday moms while still taking care of myself and honoring my energy levels, because part of this self-discovery journey and a huge chunk of what I do for a living and what I teach the women that take my program is how to take care of yourself. What I am creating right now, blended with the podcast and whatever else I come up with, is something that's beautifully aligned with my gifts, my magic, my purpose. I will say it until I'm blue in the face, and I'm going to start getting louder and louder and louder about the secret to most anything in life that humans desire starts with strengthening your foundation, and it starts with connecting back to yourself and your gifts and your magic. We are all truly one-of-a-kind humans, and we have one-of-a-kind profiles that when we are disconnected from what that information is, it's really hard to live a life in alignment. And so that's what I've created, and that's what I do. This is so much more than just a community. This is so much more than a membership. This isn't another sleazy sales pitch, one size fits all, quick fix kind of situation. It's magical. And it teaches you more about yourself than anything else out there. And it applies to every aspect of your life. In this program, it's something that you can just access through your phone. You can access it through your computer. You have your daily community where we can interact, ask questions. I post meditations. I post breath work. You can visit with other mamas, other, someday mamas. And the best part? It's not on Facebook, because fuck that. And then you have the actual signature program that is at your own pace, yet there are accountability pieces in it. And there are rewards for actually going through it and completing it. Because holy shit, especially as moms, we can come up with every reason under the sun for not putting ourselves first or second or third or even fourth. And for not completing this information no, I can do it later, or this is more important and that's more important. And I am here to tell you This shit is so important because it is going to help you with every aspect of your life. The other part that's really cool, because yes, we wanted extended time in this information, but we still wanted that like live, group experience. And so what I'm going to do is every single month at the same time, those that can't make it live, there's of course going to be recordings. We're going to do a live group teaching experience where everyone comes in. You can have your camera muted, you can have it on, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And I am going to teach you something, or I'm going to bring on another expert to teach you something new, which is really, really fun. I have a new component that will be coming out next year where you can actually sign up for ad-free podcast episodes. Again, really highlighting those guided meditations. However, if you are a part of this community in this membership, you automatically get the podcast ad-free. Other things that are being added in: breath work, tapping, guided meditations, new material regularly. The value of this is insane. And when you hear the price point that it is going to cost monthly, you're going to pee your pants. It's going to be like, no way. It's going to be $33 a month, and you can cancel at any time. However, there's even something better. Next week, I think it's going to be like next Saturday, so Small Business Saturday for a few days only, I am going to offer up a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for my founding members. So for those that jump on it immediately, even though it doesn't officially start till towards the end of January, however, if you decide to be a founding member, you are going to have the opportunity to be grandfathered in. You are going to be able to lock a rate in for life for $5 a month. That's the thing about personal development and growth, is it's not a one-stop shop. That's why you will never see me as a professional, as a certified life coach, and whatever other certifications I add on. Hint, next work, I am adding on a certification in breath work, which is exciting. But you're never going to see me advertising as like, oh my God, this is a one-time thing where you come and do this and you are set for life. You will never struggle again. You will never be sad or anxious. Like, this is going to solve all your problems, because that's complete bullshit. Heartbreak and waves and ups and downs and all arounds, I don't care how healthy or wealthy or aligned or incredible you are, there's still going, to be these spirals in life. It's just a part of the human experience. And so with this membership, not only are, you being exposed and being surrounded by such support and such community, there's new information that gets thrown in there. But yeah, long story short, what I do for a living is I connect moms and someday moms back to themselves. I teach them their gifts. I teach them how and why they are one-of-a-kind humans, and how we are all in very different ways meant to somehow give back to the world. And being that as a mama, our children are generally, the most important things to us, I teach you why and how connecting to yourself and knowing the ins and outs of who you are is so important and beautiful for your parenting. And when it comes down to it, the most important thing we could do for ourselves, for our families, for the overall well-being of this planet is to connect to our gifts and to our magic, and to find out who we are in as many layers as possible.